And we're live. We're live.
Good morning.
Good morning. And welcome.
This
welcome
is-
to This Is Now.
This is Now Bridge to a Better World. I'm Teresa. That's Ani.
Hi.
Things have been happening.
Our dog
Well,
seems to be
I've
tap
been
dancing
laughing.
behind us.
Yes, well,
He was
good.
laying down until we started.
he's into tap dancing these days.
Yes.
I was rather amused by the revelations that George Santos had been performing as a drag queen, had been hiding it. Of course, that's lovely, and he looks good actually, all dolled up. Got no problem with that. Got a problem with with the Republicans, who he enthusiastically supports, and who's lying against transgender people he supports. Of course, the Republicans can't tell the difference between a transgender person and a drag queen, but I can. I remember when I was driving city bus, people couldn't tell the difference, and they would often say that they had seen me at the drag queen place. I can't remember the name of it.
Ourselves?
Darcelle's, that's the name of it. And I would say, well, no, because I didn't want to say, heck no, because, it's fine to be a drag queen.
It's just different than being
It's
trans.
a little squidgy, but it's funny to see the Republicans squirm over this. And it would probably be funny to see the dog tap dance. He's not actually tap dancing. He just has long nails. And he's going to
And a wooden floor.
Yeah. So as you can tell, we're not really launching quite yet. We're getting there.
I think we could. Do you
wanna
want to launch?
Yes, let's launch. All right.
And good morning.
Good morning to you.
We thought we would just sort of have a preamble of casual banter instead of tin toys.
Yeah, it's more casual this week. Frankly, I've had more health problems because, I enjoy a challenge. And so instead of doing the usual headlines, I've just done a brief segment, which I'm calling, Can You Believe This Shit? And feel free to chime in with the key phrase, when and as you feel with it. So I'm just going to compress some news items. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe.
Come on over into the frame. Come on over.
Okay.
Look at that. Now you're in the frame. And Neo's almost in the frame.
Hi.
Look, it was a nose that was boopable.
The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe says there has been a massive increase in crusty creeps crawling the web in search of desperate Ukrainian women, refugee women, and girls to rescue. Depending on the country, the OHCE says, corresponding searches for keywords such as escort, porn, or rape, together with the word Ukrainian, increased by 600%, while Ukraine refugee porn emerged as a trending search. Can you believe this shit? Junior Republican Senator Joe Manchin says the DNC should fall for the old crash the economy and blame it on Democrats ploy. Since GOP only holds a slight margin in the House, the idea is the Dems should give in out of a sense of fair play. In return, the Republicans would get to destroy Social Security and Medicare, an idea wildly popular with 0.1% of the population. So the deadline passed already, and gold is through the roof as the world economy tries one-legged surfing. Can you believe this shit? There is 85 acres of forest in Atlanta where U.S. police plan to build a training center. It's a lot of forest for a town. And it's intended to make the cops all feel better after getting called out on their racism and continual murders since Reconstruction. Más o menos. Locals decided that was a bad idea and occupied it. And after cops threatened to stomp in anyway, some of the protesters got guns. This week, the enraged cops tried to barge in, guns drawn, but it didn't work, and the protesters shot back, and they are still there, although actually they're saying that the cops shot first. The cops did shoot one protester dead, though. Their name was Terran. Can you believe this? Shit. Researchers have found that central and northern areas of the Greenland ice sheet have recently seen the hottest temperatures in 1,000 years. California is getting soaked like a rube in Vegas, and Vegas is going to lose power after so little rain. The Thwaites Glacier is getting ready to move into the dustbin of history after its ice sheet plug began to crumble. Meanwhile, the World Economic Forum at Davos is pointedly doing nothing about it, as economists are finally admitting that carbon trades were a meaningless scam all along. Can you believe this shit? And finally, there are attempts to raise the retirement age in the US and France, as the rich decided they like money so much that old people can eat Alpo. There's no pushback in the USA, but protests took place across France in Nantes, Lyon, Bordeaux, Marseille, and Toulouse because they had nothing to lose. As train drivers, public sector workers, and refinery staff walked out. 1 million French in 200 cities are saying non, but it's crickets in the land of the free. Can you believe this shit? And that's the end of Can You Believe This Shit?
I see. Um,
Yes.
Right. Well, I was just going to follow up with a little bit more on the forest defender, anti-cop shop protester, but actually don't have those notes right in front of me, so I'm not going to wing that.
I think I mispronounced their name. It's an ugly situation.
It's terrible. Frankly, murderous cops being murderous cops, protesting people that are saying we're kind of done with murderous cops.
Here's to them.
Killing people that are protesting and saying we're done with murderous cops. It's terrible. And in fact, solidarity with the folks in Atlanta trying to stop the cop training center, trying to protect the urban forest. All solidarity and all up to them. So, what do I have this morning? It is a new moon this Sunday, I do believe. Look at me, quickly running through my little notebook. Yes, in fact, it is a new moon on Sunday. Well, Saturday. We call it Saturday in this country. Depending where you are in the world, it's a new moon on Saturday. Around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, apparently, on the West Coast here. That said, so new moon is a time to start cycles. It's going on just before the Imbolc, which is the holiday of initiation, self-initiation or initiation into a new spiritual path, a deepening and awakening of your spiritual path, but also a newness is sort of bursting forth at this point. And we are heading into spring, nearly spring. And that said, let me go ahead and get into what the cards say for this week. The light, as you've noticed, is definitely returning, right? As it does after every winter solstice. We can count on that. And we certainly right around the first of the new calendar year, the new Gregorian year, we notice that we have maybe even 4 or 5 more minutes of daylight hours. And so here we are adding noticeable minutes every day. And it feels like I love this time of year as it feels like things are really starting to break open after what I often find as a sort of dreary winter. So, what the cards say, I am trying to get the upside down, right side up aspects right. Right, this is what I got going on. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. And what does this all mean? Well, it means cycles are moving. Just kind of like I've been talking about, cycles are always in process, right? Things are always coming into being and passing away. It's what cycles do, and we are always in one, right? It's just timing. Things are always beginning, things are always ending. But when we get the Wheel of Fortune in our cards and our readings, the wheel is always spinning, but there are times. There's a timing thing about jumping into the stream, jumping in. If you think about like playing double dutch, right? The ropes are always in motion, but you are waiting for that moment to jump in and start your game. I think of it like that. This is that time to look at what is ending, what is beginning, and open to new things. Being open and allowing fate to sort of point the direction that is going to be really fruitful for you. That's going to bring you closer to your center. That said, the Ace of Pentacles inversed is a little notice to not really focus so hard on the material, to know that the material is there. It is an important part of your life. It is not to be ignored. It is not to be shunned. Uh, but neither is it the only aspect. And so think about beyond the body, beyond the house, beyond your finances. Um, how are your relationships doing? How is your spiritual path doing? How are you? Um, how are you doing in terms of your will, in terms of focusing your mind on both your goals and those sticky areas of our lives that need solutions brought to them? How are you doing with your creativity? How are you doing with all of those other aspects of your life? And check into those for a moment. This is also sort of emphasized. I won't say restated, but it kind of comes around to the two of pentacles in this setup. Really speaks to balancing the material in your life, not spreading yourself out too thin. Because again, this isn't necessarily the best time to focus on finances. It's not the best time to focus on the material world, but you do want to make sure it's in balance so that you're not squandering your resources, you're not spinning your wheels, um, you're holding things in balance, making sure that you're in the flow of giving and receiving, and that but that you are um, uh, really checking out what you need, and making sure again that you're not spreading yourself too thin. This could be health as well as finances. It is the material world. That's our bodies. That's the physical world that we can touch around us, and that's also our financial health. So just again, check in, make sure that you're not spreading yourself too thin, but at the same time, do not obsess on the physical, and make sure that you are giving your due to your creative self, your emotional self, the part of you that is involved in relationships and in other creative aspects of your life. And finally, the Hierophant, also inverted. And the Hierophant inverted is really looking at how you are dealing with the rules of your life, how you're dealing with social expectations, how you are living up to them or not. And in fact, encouraging you to listen to your own drummer, right? Encouraging you to be your own iconoclast. If you're feeling pulled to not follow along, do not follow along. I have a feeling that people tuning in and watching what Therese and I offer up every week, probably you don't have a big problem with conformity. But this card sort of restates, emphasizes that you can, in fact, be your beautiful self, and making your own rules. See where you're clipping your wings, and maybe you want to stop clipping your wings, because you are the best you can be, and we need you. We need you to be you. Um, Everyone else, all the other parts are taken, right? So that's what I have for our tarot of the week. Um, the Wheel of Fortune spins. It is your part to figure out the cycles that are opening in your life and to be open to them, to start something, to strengthen something. Uh, there is an abundance, and the timing is sort of the thing. Being open to opportunities around you, without really obsessing on the material world, knowing that you have what you need. Don't spread yourself too thin. Always make sure you have a little in reserve and stay in balance in the material. And, again, when it comes to um, interacting with yourself, interacting with the world, interacting with others, knowing that there's a right way, a wrong way, and the way that you do it. And the way that you do it is perfect and should be done by you. Be yourself and love yourself. And that's what I have for the reading this week.
Thus saith the Tarot Kitties.
Indeed. If you would like a personal reading or witchy consultation, Moonwise Wiccan Services, it's an old name for consultation service that Melody Silverwolf and I put together in the 90s. So everything old is new again. If you would like any kind of consultation or witchy work as we enter this cycle of initiation, as we enter the Beltane, the Imbolc, the Brigid Stay, that's the B word I was looking for, as we enter the season of Brigid and the very beginning of spring, let me know. Let me know if you would like some personal consultation work. I've left the website that you can contact me through in the description down below. Please do like this video. Please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and pass on the good word of what we do every Friday morning.
All the best from us. All the best from Neo, who's been very
Active.
present. Yes.
And with that, we send it off to you for the next week.
All our love to you and to all the ships at sea. Bye now.